Hi y'all. Happy Friday. Um I was just I just thought of something after seeing a video of someone defending Chomsky against Epstein accusations. Um I'm not here to discuss, Chomsky's thing with Epstein. That's beside the point. But what's interesting is I'm older, and radical left wing opinions were not very popular in the 80s. You had to really dig deep. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have all of the opinions that are out there. In the 80s, someone like me, who was a milk toast liberal, I thought the Dems were the left, and I thought, I had very unformed ideas about politics. And the only left wing voices that were around, and the first one I got introduced was Howard Zinn. I think I read A People's History of the United States in like 1985 or 1986. And it was interesting. It taught me kind of history that you don't usually get taught in high school or college. Or, well, now you do. Now actually you do, because academics actually teaches stuff. But like in the 80s, he was not very, it was kind of underground thing. And then I would say about 1991, 92, I started getting introduced to Noam Chomsky. And Chomsky was just about the only voice on the left exposing the capitalism and the deeds of the U.S. empire, with no pulling no punches, telling the truth about it, and talking about organizing. And I have to say, I come to my opinions largely through people like Zinn, Chomsky, and Parente. And I was reading this stuff in the 80s and 90s, and it was a formative time. And my view of U.S. foreign policy and the way the way capitalism and government interlock and the way they work together. This was all developed in the 80s and 90s by reading people like Chomsky and Parente and Howard Zinn, even Gore Vidal a little bit. I don't know of any other voices that you could have heard back then. I mean, there were academics, I suppose, who talked left, but outside of really obscure small print stuff, these were the public intellectuals you heard of. Nowadays, there's a lot more opinion on the margins that gets through, largely because of the internet. Because before, you had to discover someone like Chomsky and then find him in a bookstore, or find a video on a video that you could order. You didn't have all this archival footage of these guys. So I think in a way, part of the spread of political opinion away from a centrist kind of moderate liberal and conservative thing to fucking communists and fascists. I mean, like a really spread out political spectrum is largely because these ideas became available, widespread. Now, is that a good thing? I mean, I think a lot of leftist ideas are good. I'm not so sure about the fascist ideas. Well, obviously, I don't think the fascist ideas are good. But people get exposed to them. There's no mainstream narrative anymore, which has pluses and minuses. So the political spectrum just gets stretched out in both directions. I don't know. I definitely appreciate the works of these people. Made a lot of my political impressions. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.